One of the new restrictions in seeking asylum now being imposed by the Biden administration is the use of the new CBP One app to arrange an appointment with immigration officials.
But despite updates made to the app this week, supposedly to offer more flexibility, many migrants say it's still frustratingly difficult to use. CBS 8's Richard Allen is live at the border in San Ysidro with more on that. Richard?
And Carlo and Marcella, many of the migrants we've been speaking with say they have no idea what the CBP One app even is, let alone the fact that they're supposed to be using it in their quest for asylum. And even with these changes made intended to make the app more user-friendly, those who do have it say it is anything but.
Es un poco complicado porque la aplicación no carga.
Luisa Ortiz, who is hoping to seek asylum from Colombia, says trying to use the CBP One app has proven complicated because the app consistently won't open for her, telling us that it keeps freezing. We even tried for ourselves to see if we could help Luisa in trying to navigate this app.
¿Cómo verificar?
With no luck.
Sí, es que esa página siempre se bloquea porque he escuchado a todos mis paisanos como venezolanos.
This woman from Venezuela says the app keeps crashing for her and all of her fellow Venezuelans who try to use it. This despite the recent announcement that the app has been updated and is now supposed to be easier to use, offering 1,000 appointments a day, an increase from about 740. And also making appointments available 23 hours a day instead of a designated time, which should allow for more flexibility. But migrant rights activist Pedro Rios of the American Friends Service Committee says the app is still rife with problems, including its lack of language options.
At this point, if the migrants don't speak Spanish, English, or Haitian Creole, they won't be able to use the app, along with some of the other issues that have come up with it.
One of the major issues, some users with darker complexions say the app does not capture their facial image, blocking them from even being able to register through the app.
But for some individuals with darker skin, not all of them, but for some, it just doesn't capture their image. And that image is essential in order for them to proceed with their appointments.
And we should point out that under the restrictions imposed by the Biden administration, users are supposed to be using the CBP One app in central Mexico or northern Mexico. And in fact, many of the migrants we met this week in Tijuana staying in migrant shelters, they are constantly trying to use the app day by day, sometimes hour by hour, trying to get an appointment. We should point out that for these migrants here who have already crossed over and are hoping to be processed, it's actually technically too late for them to use the app. Carlo and Marcella?
Hearing about so many of these problems, Richard, but do we have any idea how many migrants using that app have actually had success in trying to book an appointment for an asylum hearing?
Well, we heard that by late last night, some 62,000 people had applied for the first 1,000 appointments available for May 24th, and the majority of them had confirmed those appointments. So let's do the math here. That's 1 in 62. Yes. That's almost like a lottery as to who gets to move forward with the asylum process and who doesn't. Carlo and Marcella?
A lot of frustrations there, limited amount of appointments and so many migrants wanting to get one. Thanks so much, Richard, for that update.